Welcome into Waukee Baseball Complex. A toasty night out here as the Warriors host Urbandale. The Jayhawks come in 14-13 on the season. The Warriors town a 20-10 record here in 2024. Thanks for joining us a little bit late tonight. JV finished in a nail-biter tie 2-2 this evening, and we took a little bit of a sweet time battling the heat and getting our stream going, but thank you so much for tuning in tonight here on CISN TV. Tonight, two teams entering both 3-2 in their last 5 games. Certainly going to be a fun matchup. These two teams both know what a trip to state looks like, as they've both been there in the last handful of years. Urbandale's last appearance back in 2020, 4-time champs, including back-to-back in 18-19. And for Waukee, their last appearance at state came in 2022. Still searching for that first state championship. Dave Dirks leads the Waukee Warriors. Eric Evans, second-year head coach for Urbandale, as Waukee Northwest went and, well, they didn't, let's not say recruited, but they went and took a coach out of the ranks from Urbandale, and here we sit. Dave Dirks, longtime coach for Waukee, going back to my days at Channel 5. Certainly remember chatting with him plenty, as that Warriors squad had a lot of sniffs at a state title over the years. Just could never finally close one out. Let's run through tonight's starting lineups, and we'll start with the at-bat team first, and Urbandale will lead things off tonight. Luke Corrados will start things off out in center field. And from there, I'm just going to let our PA announcer tonight go ahead and take it over on our Nat mic. Certainly looking forward to a good matchup here at Waukee Baseball Complex.
The Warriors welcome the Urbandale Jayhawks for a CIML conference contest. Let's meet the starting lineup for the Jayhawks. Batting leadoff and playing center field, number 7, Luke Corrados. Batting second, the DH, number 30, Pat Wilbanks. He's hitting for the pitcher, number 19, Braden Mulligan. Batting third, catcher, number 4, Brock Moore. Batting fourth, first baseman, number 25, Trey Hicklin. Playing right field and batting fifth, number 5, Jordan Sturdivant. Batting sixth, second baseman, number 1, Mitchell Klotz. Batting seventh, playing shortstop, number 6, Jacob Barnes. Batting eighth, playing third base, number 13, Brody McInville. And batting ninth and playing left field, number 10, Brody King. The head coach for the Jayhawks is Eric Evans. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your Waukee Warriors. Batting leadoff and playing second base, number 13, Kevin DeJesus. Batting second, playing center field, number 12, Hunter Reed. Batting third, shortstop, number 3, Grant Sorensen. Batting fourth, playing third base, number 7, Carter Johnson. Batting fifth and pitching for the Warriors, number 6, Drew Sabatino. Batting sixth, playing left field, number 25, Braden Billings. Batting seventh, playing catcher, number 4, Michael Ogles. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 23, Zach Turpin. And batting ninth, the right fielder, number 11, Braden Moore. The head coach for the Warriors is Dave Dirks.
So there is your lineup for both teams tonight as Urbandale takes on Waukee. We'll step away for the national anthem. When we come back, we'll get your first pitch here between the Warriors and the Jayhawks.
Hey, you two. We all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some wings. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there. Move it, move it, move it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
We're back at Waukee Baseball Complex. The Warriors out in the field as we enter the top of the first. Urbandale will lead things off with the center fielder, Luke Corrados. And what a toasty Monday night showdown we have in this CIML matchup as, well, temperature right now 94, feels like 108. I can bet you it feels every bit of that on Waukee's newly turfed baseball field. Thing of beauty out here, winds 14 miles per hour out of the south, and those heat indices projected to stay triple digits past 9 p.m. tonight. So a warm, sweaty one. Thank goodness for that breeze out of the south and a good one on deck. Once again, Urbandale enters 14-13 on the year. Waukee led by Dave Dirks at 20-10. Getting the start on the hill tonight for Waukee, Drew Sabatino, 2-2 this season, 4.88 ERA. And he'll look to try and slow down an Urbandale team that can score. They average about 6.5 runs per game. Waukee gives up just 2.8 runs a game this season. And that says a whole lot about the defensive prowess of this Warriors team that sits 20-10. Eric Evans leads the Urbandale Jayhawks in this one, and we're about to get underway here. Once again, thank you so much for joining us tonight on CISN TV. I'm John Schaefer, looking forward to bringing you all of tonight's action as Luke Corrados steps into the box against Drew Sabatino. First pitch on its way, and Sabatino finds one just outside the zone for ball one on Corrados. Second pitch, swing and popped up out into left. Fighting off the sun out there is Braden Billings, and that will be out number one for the Warriors. Billings doing a good job fighting off that sun and hunting down that ball out there in shallow left to get the first out of this game as Patrick Wilbanks steps up, the designated hitter for the Jayhawks. Sabatino, third pitch of the night. It's a one-hopper off the dirt for ball one. And that one muscled out to shallow right, and nifty little play there at second base by by Gavin DeJesus for out number two. Just a little flare there over to DeJesus' head.
Now batting for the Jayhawks, number 4, Brock Moore.
And he tracks it all the way into the mitt over his shoulder. Out number two, Sabatino working quickly here. Now Brock Moore up to bat in the 3 spot, takes ball one. So Sabatino's led off each batter he's faced so far with a ball. Comes back, and each batter's taken pitch number 2 and made contact. That one fouled off deep down the right field line and foul. That'll find some road out there as we were backed up here to the road, just to the west of Waukee High School. That ball up and in for ball 2 on Moore. Sabatino this season has thrown 14 innings, just over 14 into third. That's going to be ball 3 up in the zone at the letters, and Moore's got a 3-1 count. No one aboard, 2 outs. Strike 2, swing and a miss to Moore there, and Sabatino brings some heat to fill that count up. Sabatino this season has opponents just batting 174 against him. As he settles back in, paints a corner for the strikeout looking. Moore thought it was a hair outside. Instead, Sabatino sits him down. No runs, no hits, none left on base for Urbandale as they'll take the field in the home half of 1 scoreless through that top of the first. We'll be back after the break.
Save on all new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams at DeYarman Automotive, Knoxville, Iowa. During the entire month of June, get a new 2024 Ram 2500 Crew Cab for only $49,990. Receive 20% off our last 2023 Jeep Gladiator and the new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited L4x4 starting at only $48,990. DeYarman Automotive, Knoxville. Located just minutes from the Metro. DeYarmanCDJR.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
So scoreless top of the first has Urbandale take the field as Sabatino goes 1-2-3, including the backwards K to end the frame on Brock Moore after loading up that count, catching an outside corner for that third strike. To lead things off for Waukee, Gavin DeJesus, the second baseman who made that nifty little play over the shoulder, will lead things off. Hunter Reed in the 2-hole, Grant Sorensen in the hole, batting third, and then Carter Johnson in cleanup, the third baseman for this Waukee team. And DeJesus this season, let's pull up his stats really quick. 17 RBIs this year. He's had 85 at-bats in 28 games, 33 hits in that span, so batting well over 333 is DeJesus. On the hill tonight for Urbandale, at least getting the start, Braden Mulligan touts a 1-2 record, 3.73 ERA. A quick glance at his season so far. He's pitched in 5 games, had 3 starts, gone 15 innings. Team's batting against him, 0.92 average. Giving up just 8 earned this year as well, and 13 walks. So pretty good numbers there for Mulligan, the senior, for the Urbandale Jayhawks. So into the box steps Gavin DeJesus. DeJesus, just a sophomore. Showed a little bit of that speed over there at second in the top half. Going to try and show a little bit more here as he leads the Warriors off in this scoreless game. Mulligan from the windup delivers, and that ball up and in on DeJesus, ball 1. Mulligan with a little bit of a delay on that second step in his windup, and will certainly get a little sneaky on batters, lulling you to sleep. That ball catching the outside corner, similar pitch to what rung up Brock Moore to end the top half. DeJesus with a 1-1 count now against Mulligan. Mulligan, the 1-1 delivery. Breaking ball catching another outside corner for strike 2. 1-2 on its way. DeJesus grounder to short. Going to have to try and leg it out. Nice play there as they go 6-3 for the out. Jacob Barnes across the diamond to Trey Hicklin for out number 1. Nice job by Barnes setting the feed. Quick release. Knows DeJesus has some wheels on him and said, I'm not going to let him get down the line.
Number 12, Hunter Reed.
Hunter Reed, a senior for Waukee. The lefty steps in, and center fielder. None aboard, one out. Takes pitch number 1 for a strike. Inside half of the plate, the fastball. Delivers for Mulligan to start. Mulligan on the way with the 0-1. That's a fouled off strike 2. And working ahead and quickly is Mulligan, a senior pitcher here for Urbandale. Here comes the 0-2. Trying to work a little inside, and that forces Reed to back off the dish for ball 1. That ball up, ball 2. As Mulligan tried to bring a little bit of heat. Wind blowing in out of right field. Wouldn't expect many to carry out today, if at all. And these two teams know how to hit the ball around, but both pitchers working efficiently as that is fouled away and keeps the at-bat alive for Reed. Brock Moore behind the dish tonight, calling pitches, for Urbandale. Comes the 2-2 for Mulligan. That's going to be ball 3. The heat high and in. Full count. Reed's worked hard here to earn the full count. 1 out, none aboard. The payoff is high, and that is a man aboard for Waukee on the walk as Reed will trot down to first.
Now batting for the Warriors, number 3, Grant Sorensen.
Sorensen, a junior for Waukee, has appeared in 30 games this season, 91 at-bats and 32 hits in that span. Big leadoff there for Reed at first. Going to look for a bunt from Sorensen. Called strike, throw down, not there. As good of a situation as you can find there if you're Urbandale, as the bunt's not laid down and runner doesn't advance. 0-1 count here to Sorensen, who's working behind at the dish. Mulligan from the stretch. That ball's up. Throw down gets away out into right field. That's going to allow Reed to advance on the wild throw down. And he's up easy at second. Sorensen not needing to get the bunt down and also took a ball high there as the throw from Moore just gets away from Trey Hicklin. So Sorensen now with a man in scoring position. The righty looks on as Mulligan delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 2 on the changeup from Sorensen. Inside half the plate, Sorensen tried to turn on it, couldn't quite get around it. Reed with a nice leadoff. Second baseman breaks in and out. As Mulligan delivers in a foul ball by Sorensen into the neighborhood. Note to self, do not build a house in foul territory across the road from Waukee. Baseball complex here, as windows might be in line for some repairs time to time. Sorensen, the 1-2 now looks on. That ball outside for ball 2. Mulligan thought it would caught a corner, but it was just a hair out. So the 2-2 now with Reed at second. Reed with a big lead, breaking in, no throw. Catches a corner, strike 3 looking on Sorensen. Nice pitch by Mulligan to bring a little heat on the outside edge, and that'll sit Sorensen down looking.
Carter Johnson.
Carter Johnson batting cleanup. Third baseman here for Waukee, a junior. 85 at bats, 25 hits. 2 home runs on the season for Johnson with a man aboard. That one a one hop. Reed has to stay put. Ball 1 to Johnson. Got to talk about how beautiful this turf is. Maybe after the next commercial break. They've done a really nice job out here for Waukee baseball. As the 1-0 comes in and outside edge for strike 1 on Johnson. 1-1 count now for Mulligan, who's been sharp the top half, other than the walk to the number 2 batter, Hunter Reed. Mulligan looks in. That is a little bit out on the breaking ball. Ball 2. Johnson this season with 13 ribs and 17 walks. That's going to be down and away, ball 3. Suddenly Johnson has a hitter's count. Again, Mulligan doesn't give up a lot of hits. Has had a handful of walks this season as Johnson looks in for the 3-1, and Mulligan delivers. Breaking ball is up, and that's going to be ball 4. 2 aboard as Johnson will trot down to first. And that
for the Warriors, number 6, Drew Sabatino.
a rare pitcher that also can bat his position. Drew Sabatino in the 5-hole. He's got runners at first and second, 2 outs. That ball down and away as well. That's a few straight balls now for Waukee's batters as Mulligan's struggling to find the zone a bit. Asks for another round of pitch signals here from his catcher and Rockmore. Mulligan delivers. That'll catch the plate for strike 1 on Sabatino. Mulligan trying to work back here. 2 aboard, 1-1 count. That's a bit outside. Sabatino being patient out there with 2-1 now. And Mulligan's going to set. No one holding either runner aboard right now. No pickoff play. And there's ball 3 outside. Another 3-1 count as Sabatino now finds himself in a favorable spot with that 3-1, 2 outs, 2 aboard. Mulligan going to try and induce a hit here into one of his fielders. That to shortstop, throw across, going to be not picked there at first as Hicklin struggles on the dig. And that will bring in Hunter Reed on the error at first. Sabatino stays at first. Carter Johnson comes all the way around to third. Throw to short was a little short, or throw by short was a little short across. And I'll rule that E3. As runners now sit on the corner for Braden Billings.
Number 25, Braden Billings.
Billings, a senior, 20 hits this season, 16 of those singles. Runners on the corners. And strike 1 to Billings. Mulligan looks in for the 0-1, delivers. That's going to be outside of the zone, and ball 1 to bring this to a 1-1 count, 2 outs. Again, Jayhawks trying to minimize the damage here in the bottom of the first. A little bit of a mini rally here after the error on the throw across. Plates the first run of our night in Hunter Reed. That'll 1-hop into the mitt for ball 2 as Moore keeps it in front of him, 2-1 count. Runners remain at the corners. Haven't even seen an attempt at second there for Sabatino's courtesy runner. Throw down. They get him on the tag, and that was a perfect throw on the spot by Brock Moore. Great tag, and that will end the inning. 1 run damage, though, for Waukee as they have 1 hit, or no hits, 1 run, and 2 left on base in the home half of 1. We'll head to the top of the second here on CISN after the break.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Trey Hicklin will lead things off for the Urbandale Jayhawks here in the top of 2. No runs to show yet for Urbandale as they went 1, 2, 3 in the top half of 1. Bottom half, Waukee able to get 1 across the dish on the air. Can either credit it E3 or E6. I credited E3 as, to me, that's a makeable play by your first baseman. Nonetheless, 1 run comes across as Hunter Reed trotted home. But the throw down on the courtesy runner by Brock Moore does end that inning, so Braden Billings will actually lead things off for Waukee in the bottom of 2 here as Trey Hicklin steps into the box.
Now batting for the Jayhawks, number 25, Trey Hicklin.
Drew Sabatino goes back to work. He's only thrown about 10 pitches in that first inning, and he strikes, or comes up with strike 1 to lead things off here in the top 2. Trey Hicklin this season as he watches the 0-1 come across for a ball. Just a junior, 56 at bats, and he's had 18 hits, 15 singles on the year, and 3 doubles, 17 ribs. He's walked 12 times as strike 2 from Sabatino. And working ahead once again is the senior for the Warriors. Sabatino takes a signal, delivers the 1-2. Missing just a hair outside. That was about the same spot he got Brock Moore an inning ago. And now here comes your 2-2. Sabatino works quickly, sets, throws. That's muscled to third, keeps it in front of him down there at third. And across he goes is Carter Johnson. Nice job by Johnson there to corral it and get out number 1.
For the Jayhawks, number 5, Jordan Sturdivant.
Jordan Sturdivant now up to bat. The right fielder for Urbandale this season. 18 hits, 18 ribs, 9 walks. He's also been hit by the pitch 4 times this year as Sabatino finds himself behind 0-1. Or 1-0, I apologize. Make that 2-0. That one down in the turf. And yes, that is right. Waukee with an all-turf field following suit of course, Southeast Polk, who's had one for feels like a decade now, but here comes the 2-0, and that'll find a corner on the breaking ball. Strike 1 here to Sturdivant. Really did a nice job on the remodel. Of course, the turf a lot less maintenance. That's chopped foul down the third baseline for 2-2 count. A lot less maintenance to do, especially on those rainy days. Imagine with some of the rain we've seen earlier this year that many games might have rained out here at Waukee. That's typically not the case now with this setup. That ball lined out into the gap in left center, and Urbandale finds their first man aboard as Jordan Sturdivant laces one out to left for the single.
Now batting for the Jayhawks, number 1, Mitchell Klotz.
That ball hard hit by Sturdivant, who stands on first base. Mitch Kloss now, second baseman for Urbandale, going to try and move him over. Kloss looks on as that hops in the turf. Softball complex over there, also, I believe, turf for the Waukee Warriors softball team. And ball plays a little bit true, a little bit speedy on the throw over, not in time on the pickoff move by Sabatino. You're not going to catch any lips or anything like that. I can tell you as an infielder, those were always the worst. Made you maybe flinch just a hair when it catches an edge of grass and dirt, and you're sitting there wondering which way it's going to go as we have strike one with a 1-1 count. 1 out, 1 aboard. Sabatino looks in, delivers, and that ball fouled straight back to the netting for strike 2 to Kloss. Kloss, a senior for the Jayhawks. 13 walks this season, leads the Jayhawks team. As that misses the outside corner for ball 2 to Kloss. Both pitchers trying to find that outside edge of the plate, and it's been friendly most of the night. Sabatino, quick pick and not quite in time over there with Sturdivant. Getting a little bit of a lead, trying to catch him sleeping over there. Might have even caught his first baseman with a quick nap, but no harm done there with Zach Turpin down at first. That ball up in the zone, and we've got a full count. Full count, 1 out, 1 aboard. As Urbandale looks to strike back after Waukee plates 1 in the home half of 1. Sabatino sets the payoff, missing the outside corner, and Kloss will trot down to first base on the walk. So 2-man on for Urbandale as Jacob Barnes steps up to the dish.
Number 6, Jacob Barnes.
Barnes also a senior, 14 RBIs. He's got 1 yak on the year as well. He's got 2 ducks on the pond now to work with. Barnes watching on as Sabatino delivers low and away for ball 1. Brody McInville in the on-deck circle. On its way there, and that'll miss the corner, and ball 2. Barnes working ahead at the plate. Another hitter's count here if you're keeping track. And ball 3. Barnes likely taking here, and Sabatino needs to find the strike zone quickly, otherwise he's going to load him up. Small lead off at first and second. Again, expect to take. That'll catch a corner and strike 1. As Sabatino works the count to 3-1 now. Big swing and a miss there from Barnes. Had his head on it. And Sabatino brought the heat. Once again, the count working full for Drew Sabatino, the pitcher for Waukee. And once again, here comes the payoff. That one lined right back up the middle, out of reach, and that will hold the runner at third. Throw down was on the money, and Sabatino having to do some fancy footwork there on the mound. Try and dodge that line drive right back at him as Barnes ropes one back up the middle and finds himself aboard with a single.
Now batting for the Jayhawks, number 13, Brody McInville.
And we'll get a pitcher's mound visit from, looks like Dave Dirks out there. Hard to tell from back here in the press box, but nonetheless going to settle his team down with one out. Double play ball gets him out of a jam. Barnes with a hard hit there has loaded the bases up with just one out. That out coming back on the first batter of this inning, Trey Hicklin, on a ground out to third. Brody McInville, third baseman for Urbandale this season. I'm just taking a guess at that pronunciation on the name, so just for the record, if anyone at home is going to get mad at me, that's fine. You have every right to be. 37 at-bats this season for the sophomore. He's had 11 hits, 10 singles, 5 ribs, and 3 walks. And a single or a walk here pays off big for McInville, who's just a sophomore. Bases juiced, one out. Infield corners are in here for Waukee as that ball's up and in from Sabatino. Again, first and third in for Waukee. That's Turpin and Johnson on your corners. Turpin at first, Johnson in third. Here comes the delivery, and that's going to be strike one. 1-1 count, one out. Moment you want to be in here if you're any batter or baseball player. Tend to look for these moments to step up for your team, and great opportunity here for Brody. That ball roped, line drive, dive back to third. Not quite in time, but what a snag it was by Carter Johnson. Keeps everyone right where they are.
Now batting for the Jayhawks, number 10, Brody King.
Carter Johnson with the snag, dove back to third and nearly doubled off Sturdivant. Instead, 2 outs as Brody King steps up. 9-hole hitter, trying to make something happen. Johnson, quick dig, steps on third, and Waukee dodges the bullet there. 3 left aboard for the Urbandale Jayhawks. No runs, and it looks like just 2 hits there in that inning as we find ourselves 1-0 Waukee as we head to the home half of 2 after the break on CISN TV.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
So Waukee will step to the plate here in the bottom of the second after getting away with 1. Bases were loaded and back-to-back outs taken care of by third baseman Carter Johnson. First, the quick snare on the line drive, and then the quick dig. Steps on third and walks into the dugout. No harm, no foul. As Braden Billings gets a round 2 after the throwdown to end the inning in the bottom of the first. Billings looks on. That's low and away, ball 1 to Billings. He'd worked it to a 2-1 or 2-2 count there in that last inning, but now starts fresh. Again, Waukee only gives up less than 3 runs per game, and you can see why the defense coming up big as the 2-0 misses there. Billings, the left fielder. Ground ball over to third. Gobbled up, throw across in time. As Brody McInville just bobbled it a hair, but No fretting over that one, and he makes the throw across to Hicklin in time for out number 1 here in the home half of 2.
Number 4, Michael Ogles.
Michael Ogles now up to bat, the catcher here for Waukee. Probably been a warm night for him as well in the catcher's gear. Certainly a warm night for our home plate umpire. That ball out of the zone for ball 1. Braden Mulligan trying to bounce back after giving up one unearned, I should say, there in the home half of 1. That ball fouled back to the netting for strike 1 against Ogles. Ogles working it to 1-1 now. And Ogles this season, just 8 hits and 58 at-bats, 7 RBIs, but he's walked 16 times. That missing the zone for ball 2. Keep in mind, Ogles, Sorensen both have 16 walks. Carter Johnson has 17. Moore has 16. And Hunter Reed has 23 walks this season after Ogles fans at strike 2 for the 2-2 count. It's a lot of walks for a team. Shows you the patience of this Waukee squad as well. That ball grounded over to short. Gobbled up and thrown across. That one on the money this time from Jacob Barnes. And that'll be out number 2 here in the bottom of 2. Barnes across to Hicklin, I'm sorry.
Now batting for the Warriors, number 23, Zach Turpin.
Zach Turpin, your number 8 batter, if you're keeping Waukee booked tonight. Turpin, the first baseman for Waukee. That one is down and away. Turpin, 14 walks of his own, 14 hits and 82 at-bats. And Mulligan working quickly here in the bottom of 2. That'll paint a corner and move us to 1-1 here. Sun setting slowly, still staying toasty as the 1-1 is on its way. And that's going to be grounded over to Barnes once again. Barnes, quick throw, short hop into Hicklin's glove, and 1-2-3. Waukee gets sat down by Mulligan in the bottom of 2. Leading us off in the top of 3, Luke Corrados will get us started for Urbandale after the break.
Waukee Warriors.
Great savings on all Chevrolet and GMCs at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. New 2024 Silverado 1500 double cab starting at only $41,799. Receive up to $8,500 off a new 2024 Sierra 1500 Elevation and the 2024 Silverado 1500 crew cabs with up to $9,000 off MSRP. Save big now on all new Chevrolet and GMCs in Knoxville, Iowa. DeArmondChevyGMC.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
And we're back at Waukee Baseball Complex, an all-turf baseball field. Nice striping, stays consistent, that's for sure. No mowing needed. And very few rubber pellets out there as well that really do a nice job keeping that ball settled on the turf. It doesn't take too many massive bounds left or right. It stays pretty true, and the only caveat is when it does get a little wet, your sliding distance is going to pick up. And we have seen an injury or two over the years, not here at Waukee yet. Knock on wood. As we enter the top of 3 with Luke Corrados at the top of the order. Corrados flew out to left in his first at bat, back in the top of the first. Here he tries to change things up a bit. Swing and a miss from Corrados on the breaking ball. That was pretty dirty there from Sabatino to get strike 1. Nice breeze in the press box, helping us stay cool and helping my papers try and fly away as that goes ball one down in the zone. Kratos looks on as Sabatino sets from the stretch. And that's going to be ball two. Just a little bit down and in to Luke Kratos. Ooh, and Kratos eats that one off the right thigh, and he'll trot his way down to first after the hit by pitch.
Now batting for the Jayhawks.
Just his third hit by pitch this season has him with a leadoff walk down at first base, and Patrick Wilbanks now in the 2-hole. The pickoff attempt nearly off the mark. No tag needed as Sabatino just keeping Kratos honest there at first. So Kratos, nice lead there as Wilbanks sets in the box. He'll take on the inside half of the plate for strike one. As Urbandale tries to look to come back after a missed opportunity there in the second. Sabatino, another pickoff move. As Kratos dives back in time. We'll just hang out there at first. Sabatino delivers the 0-1. That's going to be down in the turf for a 1-1 count now. Wilbanks the DH tonight for this Jayhawks club. Just a junior this season and has 23 hits. He's batting just around .333 on the season as he fouls that one high and out of play down the first baseline. This is a 1-2 count now to Wilbanks. Sabatino once again sets, goes for the pickoff on Kratos, but Kratos not really with a threatening leadoff over there at first, but leadoff runners and batters tend to have some speed to them, although he hasn't even flirted with a big secondary yet. Sabatino looks on. That ball once again popped up foul and out of play, and that one will make its way to the road. Again, not highly trafficked road over here, back behind our press box and down the first baseline, but still something you want to keep an eye out for if you're in the area. As we get another 1-2 on its way. Swing and a miss from Wilbanks, and that's strikeout number 2 this evening for Sabatino.
Now batting for the Jayhawks, number 4, Brock Moore.
Of course, Sabatino's first strikeout came looking against Brock Moore. The batter up now as he has Kratos still at first and one out. That ball popped up and out of play. Takes a big leap off the cement back there and into the neighborhood. We'll give you play-by-play all the way till that ball settles, regardless of where it goes. 0-1 count on the long foul ball. As Randy, my director, points out, yes, would have hit a car had it been a couple seconds later. Pitch out in time, but nobody's there to really cover, and Kratos slides in head first, and there's that speed we talked about. It was a great throw. No one covered. And Michael Ogles wondering, what's going on, guys? As Kratos now stands at second. 1-1 on the pitch out there. 2-1. Well outside the zone from Sabatino. Drew Sabatino now up to 48 pitches. That one roped down the first base line, falls foul. They called it foul from my perspective, looked fair, but again, I'm up here, they're down there, and that's just a long strike for a 2-2 count. Certainly looked like it caught paint or chalk lines. Of course, there are no chalk lines here. It is all rubber pellets. Otherwise, that could have easily been a run-scoring double or even triple there for Brock Moore. Moore's got 3 home runs this season, but the wind blowing in from right likely going to prevent much from carrying out today. And we get time called by Moore in the box. No pitch clock in high school. I'd take that as a good thing for these kids. No need for it, as most of these pitchers do work very quickly. Moore now watches on for the 2-2 delivery. That's going to be up in the zone on the changeup, and 3-2 full count with Corrados at second. The payoff on the full count on its way from Sabatino. That's going to be down and out, putting Moore aboard. So we get a mound visit here from Michael Ogles. Trey Hicklin is the next batter up for Urbandale with runners on first and second. Courtesy runner at first base for Urbandale. Tough to catch a number on the jerseys, but Hicklin steps in.
Now batting for the Jayhawks, number 25, Trey Hicklin.
As Drew Sabatino sets from the stretch. Again, finds that well outside the zone, and a ball 1 to Hicklin. 2 aboard, 1 out. Ball 2 down for Drew Sabatino. If you're keeping track at home, Urbandale in the navy blue tops, white pants with red and blue striping. Waukee in the all whites with the purple cap. That ball paints a corner. Strike 1 to Hicklin as he looks on for 2-1 count. 2-1 delivery on its way. That ball's down and away. Ball 3 to Hicklin. For Sturdivant, the 5-hole hitter. His first at bat earlier. He hit a single. He waits in the on-deck circle as Hicklin has a 3-1 hitter's count. 1 out. Double play here gets Waukee out of another dangerous spot. Hit here likely scores 1. Hicklin hits that one hard out to the left center gap, and that will one hop over the fence for the ground rule double, plating 1 run. Hicklin ropes one, takes a big hop off the turf, and he stands up at second as that ground rule double keeps a rally going here for the Urbandale Jayhawks.
Now batting for the Jayhawks, number 5, Jordan Sturdivant.
Luke Corrados comes around to score after the hopper. Hicklin there at second. That thing was hit hard and very far out into that left center gap, and we'll see if Coach Dave Dirks makes a pitching change here in the top of the 3rd. Certainly looks like he will. Or is he slowing things down? They will make a pitching change. See if we can get a number. See if I can find my trusty binoculars. We'll find out who's going to step onto the bump here for Waukee. bunch jersey makes it awfully tough. As Drew Sabatino has to make his way to the dugout here for the pitching change. Looks to be number 20 for Waukee. That can't be. I do not have him on my roster, so we will see if it is in fact. Tyler Meyer would be 20 on the roster. He is a lefty, and it looks like it is. We'll see if he turns around after a pit. Yep, it is Tyler Meyer, number 20 in your programs. And we'll head to break here as he gets warmed up.
Hey, you two, we all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some weight. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there. Move it, move it, move it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Tyler Meyer now on the hill for Waukee with 2 in scoring position for Urbandale, and he's in a bit of a tough spot as he beans the first batter he sees in Jordan Sturdivant, and that will load the bases up instantly. Mitchell Kloss up to bat, bases juiced. Drew Sabatino's official line so far. We're still waiting on ERA, of course, earned runs given up, but Sabatino goes 2 1/3. Saw 13 batters, gave up 3 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. 1 run given up so far. As that catches the inside corner for Meyer for strike 1, his first strike of tonight. This would appear to be Meyer's first appearance on the mound, as that is nubbed foul for strike 2. At least per bound, he has not pitched this season. Hasn't batted, hasn't played in a varsity game. Meyer, the 0-2, that's going to be up and outside the zone for ball 1. Change in speed here, certainly, as Sabatino had some heat to him. Meyer has a good arm, but not quite to Sabatino's speed. That ball is going to be up in the zone, ball 2. 2-2 count, bases juiced. And Mitch Kloss trying to take advantage of the situation. Kloss swings, that's going to be hit foul straight back, keeping the at-bat alive. Didn't hear any screeching tires on that one, and no harm done. 1-1 game. That's going to be ball 3 up and out of the zone, and full count. Bases loaded once again, and tough spot here for Meyer. That ball fouled back once again by Kloss. Kloss keeping his at-bat alive. I'm going to throw my director, Randy, under the bus. He said we're moving along quite nicely after the second inning, and here we sit with bases loaded. That ball hammered high and shallow, out into left. We're going to get a tag from third. Throw down looks like it could be in time. He slides in safe. That is a beautiful slide into home by your courtesy runner for Urbandale. You see, that was Samuel Scheel sliding in safely, gets his hand just around the tag. Perfect relay, can't draw it up better if you're Waukee. As Kloss with the sack fly out to left. So Scheel slides in safe as the courtesy runner for Moore.
Now batting for the Jayhawks.
And once again, sneaks that right hand in and around the tag. It's a great call by our home plate umpire as Urbandale takes a 2-1 lead with 2 aboard, 2 outs. Jacob Burns now steps into the box. That's popped up out into left center. Center fielder will take that as Hunter Reed corrals it and ends the inning. But damage is done. 2 runs scored, both earned, and 2 left on base as we head to the home half of 3.
Save on all new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville, Iowa. During the entire month of June, get a new 2024 Ram 2500 Crew Cab for only $49,990. Receive 20% off our last 2023 Jeep Gladiator and the new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited L4x4 starting at only $48,990. DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville. Located just minutes from the Metro. DeArmondCDJR.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
And we're back at Waukee Baseball Stadium. Waukee trailing as we approach the bottom of 3, down 2-1. After Tyler Meyer came in and settled things down for the most part. Could have been just 1 run given up had it not been for the wonderful tag, or I should say slide by Sam Scheel, the sophomore for Urbandale. Slid in head first, wrapped his arm around the catcher in Michael Ogles to get that slide in safely and make it a 2-1 game on the sack fly by Mitch Kloss. Now we switch our attention to Waukee up to bat. It's Braden Moore going to lead things off here as we hit the home half of 3. Took ball 1. That's going to be a ground ball towards the middle. Fielded cleanly and thrown across in time for the 6-3 out, Jacob Barnes to Hicklin once again. We've seen that plenty. That's 3 straight outs now for Urbandale that Barnes has made. Gavin DeJesus batted back in the first inning, grounded out to short. As he takes ball 1 up in the zone. The 1-0 to DeJesus, delivered now by Mulligan. Mulligan paints a corner for strike 1. Works it to a 1-1 count with 1 out. In a 2-1 ball game as the Jayhawks visiting team leading Waukee. Breaking ball doesn't break, and that's going to be left up and away for ball 2. If you're keeping track at home, too, NHL Stanley Cup Finals Game 7 tied at 1 through a period of play. Baseball fan I am, hockey fan I am as well, as ball 3 there to DeJesus. Panthers and Edmonton in a Stanley Cup deciding Game 7. Back here, we've got a 3-1 count, and that puts a man aboard as that's wide and outside of the plate. DeJesus will walk to first. And Waukee with 1 aboard as Hunter Reed steps up to the dish.
Number 12, Hunter Reed.
Reed walked back in the first inning. Would eventually come around to score on the Here with the throw across. Reed, the lefty. Mulligan with the pickoff. Nowhere near DeJesus sliding back. Yes, DeJesus with a little lead there at first. Keep an eye on him over there. He's got some speed as Reed takes strike one right down the pipe. The 0-1 on its way. And the breaking ball slips, and that's going to be ball one to Reed. Nice job getting out of his stance there by Brock Moore behind the plate. Those can always be a little funky. But again, breaking ball, a little slippery in that humidity and heat tonight. It's still a hot one out there, in case you were wondering. That's going to hop off the turf. And if you were wondering, just step outside, or hey, how about come on down, catch some baseball here at Waukee, taking on Urbandale once again tonight on CISN TV. We've got plenty more games on tap. We're back at it for the week of the 4th of July. Runner goes. DeJesus is going to be up easy at second, round it wide on the wild pitch. Took a bit of a stutter, thought about sliding there at second. Maybe if he doesn't, he's at third, as Moore had to track down the pass ball. So a 3-1 count here to Hunter Reed with DeJesus at second. Waiting in the on-deck circle is Grant Sorensen, shortstop for this Waukee team. And Mulligan will step off. He'd like a mulligan here. As still a good opportunity to get Reed with the 3-1 count. And one out. Steps, throws that ball 4 inside. We'll put another aboard. And that's Reed's second walk of the night for Waukee. In case you were wondering, for Hunter Reed, make that walk number 25 this season.
With half-price hamburgers at the concession stand. $1 hot dogs and popcorn, and half-price burgers now at the concession stand.
And you see some of the high schoolers off screen making their way quickly to the concession stand due to that announcement of $1 dogs and popcorn and half-price burgers. Can't beat that. High school concession stand burgers and hot dogs, always top-notch. Can't get out to a high school baseball game or ball game in general without grabbing a hot dog these days, right? I know that's a pregame favorite for many of our staff here at CISN TV. And the mound visit. Gonna get us back on track here with 2 aboard. Coach Eric Evans wanting to get things just settled down a little bit here for Braden Mulligan, who's had a pretty good night overall. Again, hasn't given up an earned run yet. And that's going to be ball 1. So, handful of straight balls here for Mulligan. Finds him in a bit of a pickle. Sorensen struck out looking back in the first inning. That's ball 2 outside. 2-0 count. Hitters count. Again with 2 ducks on the pond. One of them in scoring position. As the sun continues to set here at Waukee. Here comes the 2-0 from Mulligan. Sorensen swinging a miss on the inside pitch. Brings us to a 2-1 count. And the 2-1 as Mulligan comes set. Delivers. Breaking ball stays up. Another 3-1 count working for Sorensen with Carter Johnson, the cleanup hitter. In the on-deck circle when Tyler Meyer, who I assume will be pinch hit for, sitting in the hole. That ball roped down the left field line. Cannot quite bring it in is Brody McInville, and McInville at least got a glove on it. Otherwise, that thing's all the way down in the left field corner, likely plating 2. Instead, bases are loaded up for the cleanup hitter and Carter Johnson.
For the Warriors, number 7, Carter Johnson.
I'm not going to rule that an error. That was a sharply hit ball, and a tough one at that to handle, as we're going to get another pitching change here for Urbandale. So let's go ahead and head to break. When we come back, we'll tell you who's taking over on the hill for the Jayhawks next.
Save on all new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville, Iowa. During the entire month of June, get a new 2024 Ram 2500 Crew Cab for only $49,990. Receive 20% off our last 2023 Jeep Gladiator and the new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited L 4x4 starting at only $48,990. DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville. Located just minutes from the Metro. DeArmondCDJR.com.
And we're back at Waukee Baseball Field. And we do have a pitching change for Urbandale. Braden Mulligan getting a quick hook there after Peyton Stewart is called from the bullpen. Stewart, number 20 in your programs. Let's go ahead and pull up his stats. He's appeared in 6 games. He's 1-1 on the season, thrown for 17 innings, .236 batting average against, giving up just 7 earned this season on the bump as the sophomore for Urbandale. With that, Mulligan goes 2 1/3, saw 12 batters. Let's go ahead and do our totals here for hits. I believe he just gave up 1 hit in this game. Yeah, gave up 1 hit in this game and 1 run, none earned. He also had 4 walks and 1 strikeout. So once again, that's Braden Mulligan. Goes 2 1/3, 12 at bats. Gave up 1 hit, 1 run. That 1 run not earned. 4 walks and 1 strikeout. As the bases now loaded for Carter Johnson, the third baseman for Waukee.
Number 20, Peyton Stewart.
Johnson, the big bats cleanup. And he is chomping at the bit in this spot here. Sophomore and Peyton Stewart delivers. That ball roped to third, thrown or snagged, and what a double play. Won't get fancier than that by Brody McInville. Quick snare at third, touches the bag throw home in time, and that is a double down. Or into double play, I should say, for Urbandale to get out of that inning. 2-1 ball game as we head to the top of 4. Urbandale gets out of the jam.
Hey, you two. We all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some wins. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
And we're back at Waukee Stadium, and we did get confirmation it's Brody McInville Big thank you to the Urbandale parents and fan section out there making us stop by the press box for a pat on the back to our PA announcer tonight. Great job in this game. 2-1 ball game. Urbandale got out of the jam in the home half of 3. And now Brody McInville, the man who made the double play to end that bottom half, going to lead off the top of 4. Takes ball 1. That's going to be ball 2 up in the zone to McInville. Here from Tyler Meyer, who stays in this game. Meyer delivers first strike of the top of 4 and 2-1 count here. And that will hop into the mitt for ball 3. To Ogles there as McInville looks to get aboard and get another rally going for Urbandale. Again, what a snag he made there at third as he takes ball 4 and he is aboard. Makes the snare, has the wherewithal to touch the bag and throw home for the double play.
Brody King.
And Brody King steps up, left fielder for Urbandale. Grounded out to third back in the second inning. Going to try and seal a different fate. That ball up the middle could be a double play ball, and it will be a double play ball as that 4-6-3 double play is twisted up beautifully. And that will empty the bags just like that on the ground ball by Brody King up the middle.
Now batting for the Jayhawks, number 7, Luke Corrados.
Luke Corrados, the center fielder. And lefty takes strike 1 there. Corrados looks on as Meyer sails one high and out of the zone. There's strike 2 from Meyer, who's working very quickly and efficiently, letting his defense help him out. Again, the ground ball up the middle, twisted nicely in that 4-6-3. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. 1-2-3 goes Waukee as they bring him up and sit him down. And we head to the home half of 4, 2-1 ball game here on CISN TV.
Save on all new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville, Iowa. During the entire month of June, get a new 2024 Ram 2500 Crew Cab for only $49,990. Receive 20% off our last 2023 Jeep Gladiator and the new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited L 4x4 starting at only $48,990. DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville. Located just minutes from the Metro. DeArmondCDJR.com.
So we return to the home half of 4. No runs, no hits, none left on base for that Urbandale team after Waukee, again, had a nifty little double play. And then the strikeout by Meyer, and Meyer will now bat. And he came in for Sabatino after 2 1/3, settled things down a bit. Gave up just 1 run. That one will count against Sabatino, though. As looks like Waukee's going to try and battle back in this one. Peyton Stewart got himself out of a jam an inning ago on a 5-2 double play. That's McInville. Again, step on third, throw down, and get out of that inning. So Tyler Meyer now up to bat. What would it be his first at bat per bound this season? That ball in, missing the corner for ball one. Wind dying down a little bit here as Tyler Meyer pops one up, and that's going to be fielded cleanly by Mitch Kloss at second base for out number one. That'll bring up Braden Billings, left fielder for these Warriors. Billings grounded out to short back in the second inning. Going to try and change that around here. Billings takes up high for ball one. Home half before we are in is Waukee trails 2-1, just one hit for the Warriors tonight. That ball swung and foul. That'll settle at the feet of Billings for strike one. Urbandale just 3 hits in this one, 1 error, and 2 runs to show on those 3 hits. 1-1 count, 1 out. Billings a swing and a miss on the high heat from Stewart. Stewart bringing it, the sophomore. And Billings looks on with a 1-2. Stewart delivers. Breaking ball gets sent high into shallow left center. And nearly a collision out there as both fielders talk just enough to get out of the way as Luke Corrados makes the catch for out number 2. Could have been a big collision there.
Now batting for the Warriors, number 4.
But a learning moment for Coach Eric Evans. Go back and talk to his center and left fielders and remind them, hey, got to make sure we're talking out there, fellas. As ball one high to Ogles. Ogles grounded out to short, back in the second as well, in an inning that went 1-2-3. Stewart delivers a one-hopper in the dirt. Ball 2. 2-0 count, 2 outs. Zach Turpin waiting in the on-deck circle. Braden Moore in the hole before we round back to the top of the Warriors order. That'll catch a corner for strike one. Patrick Wilbanks will lead things off for Urbandale in the top of 5 when we get there. That ball flared foul and out of play down the right field line for strike 2 to Ogles, who's working with a 2-2 count. Stewart ahead, 2 outs in a 2-1 ball game. Certainly a good defensive battle, both teams showing their defensive prowess tonight. Ogles looks on, waiting for the 2-2 delivery. And it's on its way here. Breaking ball stays up for a full count. Oh, Stewart wanted that to just drop in a little bit more as it floated up around the letters. So here comes the 3-2 payoff. Fouled back, and the at-bat stays alive for Ogles. "13 pitches so far for Stewart since he's come in just an inning ago. Payoff once again. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ogles will sit down as Stewart ends the inning with the K. They go 1-2-3 as we head to the top of the 5th with Urbandale up 2-1 on the home team, Waukee.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable...
I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it out there. Move it, move it, move it.
We head to the top of the fifth. Urbandale looking to try and build on their one-run lead against the home team Waukee Warriors. Patrick Wilbanks looking for his first hit of the night. He flew out to second in his first inning at bat and then struck out swinging back in the third. So here in the fifth, can he change his luck around? Meanwhile, Tyler Meyer worked quickly there after inducing the 4-6-3 double play in the fourth and then getting the strikeout on Luke Corrados. And this one remains a defensive power struggle between both teams. That sun's setting behind some cloud cover now, and Meyer goes to work. First pitch is hit high and hard out to left. That should be a can of corn for Braden Billings, and it is. Out number one, just like that for Wilbanks. So that'll bring Brock Moore up to the dish.
Number 4, Brock Moore.
Moore walked back in the third, would come around to score. And he struck out looking back in the first. There's strike one from Meyer. Meyer working fast and efficient. Again, first night I've seen him throw, and first night per stats, as he throws ball one there to Moore in a 1-1 count. That ball hammered down the line, foul for long strike two. So 1-2 as we wait for that ball to be retrieved. And here comes the 1-2. Ball up, 2-2 count. And a 2-2, one out. And that's going to be up and out of the zone. Fill the count up. Okay. So here comes the full count payoff on its way to Brock Moore. Moore looks on, and that's going to hop in the dirt for a walk. And Moore is back aboard after working back in that count. That'll bring Trey Hicklin up. Hicklin hammered one back in the back in the third inning. That one hopped over the fence for the ground rule double and drove in the first run of the night for Urbandale. That was back in the top of the third. It was part of a 2-run inning as Myers now working with a 1-0 count against Hicklin. Hicklin, another line drive, but that right to short. Easy field. Kind of a nubber there to Grant Sorensen, and Sorensen had to do a little bit of a double take. I think he thought it was going to come in a little bit hotter than it did. But nonetheless, no harm done. Out number 2.
Now batting for the Jayhawks. Number 20.
One aboard
Jordan Sturdivant.
for Jordan Sturdivant. Sturdivant hugging the plate just a hair. Breaking ball, just missing the zone for ball one there. Myers looked really sharp since coming in relief for Sabatino. See how long he can go for Waukee. That ball up in the zone, popped up down the first baseline in foul territory, and over there to make the catch is Turpin. And even with one walk, really no damage done for Waukee. As we head to the home half of 5, still a 2-1 ball game, one left aboard, no hits, no runs for the Jayhawks in that top half.
Right now at DeArmond Ford Indianola, save big on new Ford F-150s. Get 1.9% for 72 months, plus up to $10,000 off MSRP. The game-changing new Ford Bronco with up to $3,000 off, including Conquest Cash. All month long, new Ford F-150s, 1.9% for 72 months, plus up to $10,000 off sticker. The all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola, just minutes south of the Metro. DeArmondFord.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
The man who made the last out in the top of 5 will lead us off here in the bottom half. Zach Turpin, the first baseman for Waukee, steps up into the box here in just a moment as Peyton Stewart gets settled back in with a quick warm-up. Turpin grounded out to short back in the second inning for out number 3. Both pitching staffs really working pretty efficiently tonight. Again, no one's really had a massive inning. A couple of massive innings avoided. A couple big double plays. Let's go back to the top or bottom of 3. Waukee had the bases loaded before Carter Johnson hit a sharp ground ball to third base, and Mackinville crowd stepped, throwed, or threw. Great grammar on my part there. And doubled off the runner at home. So damage was not done by Waukee. Damage averted for Urbandale as we approach the bottom of 5 with Zach Turpin, the first baseman. He takes ball 1 from Stewart. Grammar, not my strong suit. You might find that breakout here or there. In a job where I talk a lot, that usually bodes well. That's going to catch a corner for strike 1. 1-1 count here to Turpin. Turpin, a senior this season, 82 at-bats, 14 hits. He pops one out, foul territory down the left field line, and that'll make its way just past a couple cars. Some people sweating out there, not because of the heat, but foul balls occasionally too. As we sit with a 1-2 count to Turpin. Stewart sets from just slide step here, no windup, even with no one aboard. Delivers. That ball fouled over the road, and that'll bound its way into the backyard of a new build back there. Houses going up left and right here in Waukee. If you don't like living on top of your neighbor, I'd suggest finding an acreage a little further out of town. That ball roped down the third baseline and fouled to the fence. And just like that, Johnny on the spot down there. Let's get a number. Who's hustling down the first baseline for Waukee there? Nate Danielson, the senior. Got to give him credit. Just Johnny on the hop, let's call him. Tracking that foul ball down to keep us moving along. 1-2. No outs. Turpin takes. Did he go? They said he did. Turpin would disagree, but that's a strikeout for Stewart. Back-to-back, if you go back to the 4th. Certainly looked like he held up on the high heat, but once again, I don't wear blue, at least that shade, for a reason. So, 1 out. Braden Moore going to round out the batting order here as he takes strike 1 on the outside edge. Moore grounded out to shortstop back in the 3rd as well. Was the first out of that inning. He looks on as Stewart delivers. That's going to skip past the mitt of Brock Moore behind the dish. Sorensen, who's in the double hole, hustling up for that ball. Moore takes ball 2. Peyton Stewart has worked quite efficiently tonight since coming in with just 1 out and back in the 3rd inning. Got out of that jam. That ball fouled off. Strike 2 to Moore. And then since that, he got that double play. Let's see, came in, I think somewhere in there after Reed or Sorensen batted and got that double play, and then went 1, 2, 3 in the 4th, trying to repeat that here in the 5th. 2-2. Stewart sets, delivers. Breaking ball gets hung up a little bit, and that's going to be flared out to left center. Calling for it out there in center is Kratos. He makes out number 2. As we move back around to the top of the order, Gavin DeJesus.
Number 13, Gavin DeJesus.
And Gavin DeJesus walked back in the third, ground out to short in the first. DeJesus looks on. Breaking ball up and in, taken for a strike. Must have caught a corner. As we move to an 0-1 count, 2 outs. Similar pitch, a little heat there. Is going to be ball 1 though. Still a little wind, as you can hear, kind of coming through the mic, but not enough to really keep you cool. Sun going down certainly helps a little bit too. Breaking ball once again fouled off and out into the road it goes. Another souvenir for one of the local neighborhood kids. If you're an elementary or middle schooler in the Waukee district, just park across the street from the ballpark and you'll end up with a couple souvenirs and some BP balls. The heat gets flared out into right, coming in to make the grab. We'll make it 1-2-3 is Sturdivant, I'm sorry. And we find ourselves going to the top of the 6th with a 2-1 baseball game. Urbandale going to try and get a little bit of insurance going here on CISN TV when we come back.
Hey, you two, we all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some wings. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
And we're going to round our way to the top of the 6th. Mitch Kloss, second baseman for Urbandale, going to lead things off here. And Myers stays on the bump once again for Waukee. He's worked quickly, seen just a handful of batters. Induced that sac fly. No, had the hit by pitch, induced a sac fly. And then another pop out to end the inning back in the third. Then went 1-2-3 in the fourth. Went 1-2-3-4 in the fifth. Kloss going to try and sneak a bunt down with the corners sleeping. Misses for strike 1. Kloss has speed. Meyer going to work quick. Going to say, hey, not going to take any bunts there. Back off the plate a little bit. Ball 1. That ball muscled foul. Out in front of it is Kloss for strike 2. Meyer up to 34 pitches now and 2 2/3 of work. Looking for the outside corner, doesn't quite find it. We move to a 2-2. That ball going to be squibbled down to first, and shaking off his pitcher is Turpin, and Turpin will touch first and throw it around for out number 1. And that'll bring up Jacob Barnes, shortstop for these Jayhawks.
Now batting for the Jayhawks.
He's 1 for 2 tonight.
Number 6, Jacob Barnes.
Barnes had a single right back up the gut back in the second, then flew out to center fielder in Hunter Reed. That was in the third, and that brings us to this 6th inning. It's going to be a ball low and in. (1-0) up in the zone, ball 2, and behind in the count is Meyer. Barnes knows how to hit him hard. As he looks on, here's the 2-0. That's going to be fouled back and might come down on top of us. Just missing the press box. We were waiting for a thud in here, and that will move it to a 2-1 count. beautiful Iowa summer night that you'd fully expect baseball to be played around the state, and just one of the many games here on CISN this season we'll have for you. We've got a busy 4th of July week as the 2-1 is on its way. There's strike 2. Paints a corner, and just like that, Meyer back ahead in this count with the 2-2, 1 out. CISN crew working all around Central Iowa to get you the best coverage as that ball is popped up high into left. Easy work for Braden Billings as there's out number 2. So 2 outs here for Meyer.
Number 13,
As
Brody McInville.
Brody McInville steps up once again. The hero for Urbandale on the defensive side of the ball. He walked back in the 4th. Takes strike 1. Down the heart of the plate, though. Flew out to 3rd back in the 2nd inning as well. In the 4th, he did walk. There's strike 2. And Tyler Meyer just working blazing fast here on the bump. Gets a foul ball, and that'll keep McInville's at-bat alive. Stretch the legs a little bit as we approach the 6th inning stretch here in just a moment, but get on my feet. That ball roped down the 3rd baseline and down into the corner. McInville going to get on his horse for 2. He's going to be up easy there with the stand-up double. Mistake there with an 0-2 count from Meyer. Puts McInville aboard.
Now batting for the Jayhawks, number 10, Brody King.
Brody King now batting. With 1 in scoring position. That was a big hit there from McInville, and Urbandale trying to add some insurance. King with a hard hit ball to 3rd. Johnson looks him off, looks the runner off. Quick pick there by Turpin, and that will get Waukee out of that inning. No damage done, 1 left on base, no runs, 1 hit for Urbandale as we head to the home half of 6. Waukee trying to bounce back.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Jayhawks take a 2-1 lead in the home half of 6 here. Waukee going to try and get the bats going, and it's all got to start here with Hunter Reed, the number 2 batter in the order for Waukee tonight. We're speaking of 2-1 games, Florida leading Edmonton 2-1 in Stanley Cup Game 7. I'm not hinting to get away from our coverage at all if you're watching CISN. Multitask a little bit. You'll watch us on YouTube. You can also find the hockey game, I think, on your local ABC broadcast. That being said, thank you for joining us tonight here on CISN. It's been a fun one, a 2-1 battle here. Urbandale and Waukee have had defense and pitching on full display. Very few mistakes and not a lot of hits to speak of either, as Peyton Stewart has stepped in on the hill for Urbandale quite nicely, giving up 1 run, I believe. That wasn't even his 1 run. So with that, you know, you look at what Braden Mulligan did, gave up 1 run. That was not earned, 4 walks. Stewart's picked things up nicely as Hunter Reed steps into the box, and center fielder going to try and get a leadoff going here. Start a little rally, but he'll take strike 1 down the heart of the plate. Stewart again working quickly from the stretch. Reed will take that high and away for the 1-1 count. with a little nubber over there to third. It's bobbled. Reed's got some speed, but the big stride for first is not in time. The big stretch there from Hicklin, and no damage done on that throw across the diamond by McInville.
Now batting for the Warriors, number 3, Grant Sorensen.
Sorensen with a hard hit line drive down the third baseline back in the third, put him aboard. Had the backwards K though back in the first. One out, and he swings and misses. Breaking ball outside, and it's a great pitch there to start things off for Stewart in this second batter of the inning. That ball popped up out into right. Barrel on it by Sorensen, but towering out there into right and coming up with the catches. Sturdivant for Urbandale, and that's going to be out number 2.
Now batting for the Warriors, number 7, Carter Johnson.
Carter Johnson grounded into that big double play back in the third that ended the bases loaded threat for Waukee. Also walked back in the first. He's going to try and get aboard here and start a 2-out rally as that ball is fouled high and hard. Takes a big hop off the curb, finds an evergreen, and tumbles into the dirt patch of someone's backyard. That house quite claimed, but still being built. As we see some half-price burgers making their way back to the stands. Johnson going to take high and away for ball 1. That sun went down and things at least got a little more tolerable and comfortable out here, I think most would attest. Nothing we're not used to here in Iowa, though, with some heat indices reaching triple digits. I think weather.com had it at 111 or 112 when I got off work earlier today. Back at it, though. Here tonight is we've got ball 3 to Carter Johnson. Johnson going to try and start a rally here because waiting on deck is Tyler Meyer. Drew Sabatino is subbing back in for Meyer. I'll be curious to see what position changes we have. Carter going to take ball 4, and he's back aboard his second walk of the night. That brings up Drew Sabatino.
Now batting for the Warriors, number 6, Drew Sabatino.
Sabatino enters. Where he ends up, only the Waukee team, only Coach Dirks and our home plate umpire will know and communicate it. At least communicate that change after the inning. We still likely won't know until they take the field for that whole top of 7. As Carter Johnson sits at first, Sabatino steps in. Going to try and spark another rally. Great pitch on the outside corner there from Stewart. He works ahead. Strike 1 to Sabatino. Sabatino started the night on the bump. Pulled after 2 1/3. Big lead for Johnson at first. Sabatino fouls one off again. A couple Waukee players over there trying to play the hop. It's over their head and into another pine tree. Now an 0-2 to Sabatino, who's in a bit of a hole. Here comes the delivery. Sabatino going to hit the ground ball over to third, fielded cleanly and thrown across in time. McInville making it look easy for the 5-3 out to end the inning. We head to the top of the 7th. 2-1 Urbandale leads here on CISN TV.
Great savings on all Chevrolet and GMCs at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. New 2024 Silverado 1500 double cab starting at only $41,799. Receive up to $8,500 off a new 2024 Sierra 1500 Elevation and the 2024 Silverado 1500 crew cabs with up to $9,000 off MSRP. Save big now on all new Chevrolet and GMCs in Knoxville, Iowa. DeArmondChevyGMC.com.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
So another pitching change here for Waukee. Hunter Reed will step on the mound. Drew Sabatino will head out to center. And they'll both hold their place in the batting order. This season, Reed on the mound. It's been pretty good, the senior has. He's started one game. He's 0-1, unfortunately, with the record. Appeared in 7, though. Got 2 saves, thrown 11 in a third. And team's batting .204 against him, giving up just 10 hits and 3 earned runs in those 11 and a third. Luke Corrados up to bat, top of the order for Urbandale. They'll lead us off here in the top of the 7th. Corrados is 0 for 2. He's got a walk, fly out to left, and a strikeout back in the 4th as Reed goes to work from the stretch. Big kick and a step for ball 1 here to Corrados.
Number 7, Luke Corrados.
That ball hit, chopped there to the mound. Quick underhand flick by Reed, and there's out number 1. The good old-fashioned 1-3 put out at first. Patrick Wilbanks now up for Urbandale, the designated hitter. And he has not found his way aboard yet tonight. Would love to change that here. That's going to be slicing foul down the first baseline for a long strike.
Number 30, Pat Wilbanks.
Wilbanks, again, flew out to short, flew out to left, and a strikeout to speak of in his 3 plate appearances this evening. That ball shot foul the other way. Strike 2. And Hunter Reed working quickly on the hill. A lot of pitchers these days going from the stretch even with no one on. That one hammered foul. And that'll find its way to the road once again. Waiting for a car to pass by here or there. Make things a little interesting on a foul ball. That's one hopper past the mitt of Ogles for the first ball that Reed has thrown in this at-bat. Of course, plenty of new houses out around this ballpark, and Waukee continues to grow like crazy. As there's ball 2 to Wilbanks. 2 high schools now in Waukee. Before you know it, they'll be touching Adel. That ball grounded to short. Throw across in time there from Sorensen. 6-3 put out. We got 2 away. Brock Moore now due up.
Now batting for the Jayhawks. Number 4, Brock Moore.
0 for 1 on the night with 2 walks as well. Did come in to score back in the 3rd. Did not advance after getting aboard in the 5th. 2 outs, none on. And Moore going back to it. Here comes Reed. Reed's breaking ball. Can't quite catch a corner. That's ball 1. Fastball missing outside. Ball 2. Moore with a hitter's count here is Reed working from the hole. Fastball blows by him for strike 1, 2-1 count. Reed brought the heat. 2-1 on its way as Reed sets and delivers. That one sliced right at first base. Turpin there. He'll make the easy play. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, we head to the home half of 7. Waukee needs 1 to keep this game going, 2 to walk it off. We'll find out if they can come away with it or if Urbandale can walk away with the win next.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it out there. Move it, move it, move it.
And we're back at Waukee Baseball Stadium, and an update from the College World Series. Tennessee up on Texas A&M 6-2 in the 8th inning. And that is a decisive game for the College World Series. So, winner take all there out in Omaha. Been a fun CWS if you follow along. Been a fun one here tonight. Urbandale leading 2-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Waukee will lead things off with Braden Billings, the left fielder, going to try and get the rally started as they trail by 1.
Number 25, Braden Billings.
Billings tonight grounded to third back in the 2nd and flew out to center. That one hit sharply to second, fielded cleanly and thrown over to first in time for out number 1. Kloss across to Hicklin for the 4-3 put out, and we're 1 away. Ogles, Mitchell.
Now batting for the Warriors, number 4, Michael Ogles.
Michael Ogles now up to bat, grounded to short in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. And Peyton Stewart coming in a great spot here with a chance to get the save. Stewart gets him to swing and miss at strike 1. Ogles, the catcher for this Waukee team. It's called a good game tonight behind the plate in a very low-scoring affair, staying right on Waukee's average. Typically, Urbandale gives up about 6 runs a game. Tonight, though, defense has been sharp, giving up just 1 to this Waukee team that scores nearly 6 a game. It's going to be ball 1 up and away. And Stewart looks in and for a sign. Ogles looks on waiting. Zach Turpin waiting in the on-deck circle. That ball inside for ball 2. A man aboard is a shot at hope, and anything can happen here with 2-1 count, 1 out. Stewart delivers. That's going to be ball 3 outside. And Ogles, with a count that favors him here, he's going to be looking to swing, as Stewart does not want to walk here. Ogles swings. Can it find the hole? No, it does not. Throw across in time. Nice stretch at first. Hicklin makes the grab as that throw by Barnes was right on the money. Down to the final out of this game if Waukee cannot score.
Number 23, Zach Turpin.
Zach Turpin, the first baseman, has a strikeout and a ground out in his 2 plate appearances. Got a 1-hit, 1-run given up tonight by Urbandale collectively. It's been fast and efficient. Stewart delivers. That's going to be up in the zone for ball 1 to Turpin. On deck, Braden Moore. Moore has not gotten on board either. The 1-0 finds a strike for a 1-1. Stewart delivers the 1-1. Ump flinches a hair, but that is a ball in the turf. And here comes the 2-1, 2 out. Turpin waits, and that is ball 3. Similar spot to the last at bat, where Ogles grounded out to short. Turpin likely looking to swing here with the 3-1. Stewart sets, throws. Catching an inside corner of the plate, and we have a full count. To keep the game going, Turpin. Stewart sets, throws. That's ball 4, and Turpin's aboard. Man on first, and the hope survives as Braden Moore comes to the plate. Pinch hitter. Instead of Moore, it will be Ryan Langling, the sophomore. He's had 32 at-bats this season, 8 hits. He's batting .250. As Coach Evans comes out to settle his sophomore pitcher down. It really has been a great night for Peyton Stewart. Again, Stewart has looked sharp on the bump. The sophomore 1-1 on the season, trying to move to 2-1. Also have a pinch or a courtesy runner, pinch runner for Turpin there. Peyton Miser, the senior's got some speed. So pinch runner, pinch hitter, Ryan Langling, the sophomore.
Now running at first base. And now batting for the Warriors.
That tying run is on.
Langling.
Winning run at the plate. Ryan Langling. Gonna lift one foul and out of play for a long strike 1. Stewart sets with the 0-1. Delivers. That one lifted high into the gap out in left center. Both fielders tracking it. It falls in. Gonna get all the way to the wall, and in comes the tying run. Langling gonna be up at third, slides in safe, and we have a tie ball game as Miser crosses home. That ball lifted high above the lights here. Might have gotten lost in the sky and falls between the left fielder and the center fielder. And all of a sudden, the go-ahead run sits at third with Gavin DeJesus up to bat.
Now batting for the Warriors. The number 13, Gavin DeJesus.
Tied at 2. 2 outs. Langling, the biggest hit of his season, brings in the tying run. DeJesus takes inside. Stewart has had a great night. No fault of his own on that one. That's chopped to second. DeJesus digging for first. They call him out at first, and that's going to take us into extras. DeJesus on his horse can't quite get there, so why not play more in this defensive slugfest? 2-2 as we head to the top of the 8th here from Waukee.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there. Move it, move it, move it.
So Ryan Langling comes in the pinch hit spot for Braden Moore. Lifts one high to the gap in left center. And that falls in to bring home the pinch runner and make it a 2-2 game as Trey Hicklin steps into the box. With a 2-2 game, might as well be 0-0 at this point. Hicklin had the ground rule double back in the third. That scored the first run of the game for Urbandale. As he takes inside for ball one. That'll catch a corner for strike one. 1-1 count to Hicklin. Keep in mind the heart of the order for Waukee due up in the home half with Hunter Reed due to lead off. Of course, Hicklin knows how to hit around two. The four-hole hitter takes ball two. Swing the stick with the best of them. Ball three inside. Hicklin trying to find his way on base for the second time tonight. Ball fouled off and bounds its way across the street once again. So we got a full count here to Hicklin. Delivery. Hicklin, ground ball to short. Sorensen fields cleanly, throws across in time for out number one. Up next, Jordan Sturdivant, right fielder for Urbandale.
Number 5, Jordan Sturdivant.
Sturdivant tonight has a single, a walk, and a fly out to first. Was hit by pitch back in the third. Line drive out to left as we have strike one to Sturdivant. Sturdivant, ground ball, Sorensen there once again. Field throw, out number two. Hunter Reed just leaning on his shortstop and Grant Sorensen to get it done. Sorensen will bat number two here in the bottom of the eighth when we get there.
Number 1, Mitchell Kloss.
Of course, those ones bookending the scoreboard right now for Waukee are what keeping us in these extras. That'll paint a corner for strike one on Mitch Kloss. Reed looks in for a sign. Sets and delivers the 0-1. That'll hop into the dirt past the feet of Kloss. 1-1 count. Of course, there was a 2-2 tie in the JV game tonight, too. That one finished as a tie as that one heads across the median for a long strike. That'll play. They called the JV game after 7 to keep us on time for varsity, and varsity decided to go well into the night. That ball grounded to third. Carter Johnson there makes the throw. Nice little reset and correction by Turpin. And it goes 1, 2, 3 in the top of the eighth. No runs, none aboard, no hits. Tied at 2 as we head to the home half.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Proper tunes for the moment. Don't Stop Believin'. Going across the PA as we approach the home half of 8. Waukee didn't stop believing with 2 outs. They found a way to tie this game up just an inning ago. Zach Turpin would walk. From there, pinch runner and Peyton Miser. And then pinch hitter Ryan Langling steps up, hits one high and hard out into left center, falls in as some miscommunication for Urbandale. And with Miser running on contact, he's able to come up easy and tie this game at 2. So the belief is real for this Waukee team as they try to get their 21st win of the season. Urbandale looking for win number 15. And Peyton Stewart stays in this game for the Jayhawks. He's pitched phenomenally as that ball is grounded hard through the hole by Hunter Reed, who's in as the closer for this Waukee team. Starts off hot with the single up the gap to right. That'll bring up Grant Sorensen. The shortstop's been busy on defense. Made 2 of the 3 outs back in the top of the 8th. And he's going to try and get Reed advanced over there. Reed with a big lead. Stewart better keep an eye on him. Stewart delivers. Bunt laid down beautifully, barehanded. What a play by the catcher. That's Brock Moore behind the dish. Barehands it, throws it down, and gets Reed in time. You will not find a more beautiful play by a catcher than that. On the 2-4 throwdown for out number 1.
Now batting for the Warriors, number 7, Carter Johnson.
Bare hands it. That's sharp. What a play by Moore. Put it on the highlight reel. Throw down, or throw out, I should say. Pitch out. Taken for a ball, and the runner does not go. Sorensen there at first as ball 1 to Carter Johnson, the cleanup hitter. Stewart sets. Sorensen secondary as Stewart catches a corner there on Johnson. Brings it to a 1-1 count. One out, 1 aboard to the number 4 hitter. Carter Johnson ropes one out into center. And that'll put 2 aboard on the single by Johnson to center. Drew Sabatino now.
Now batting for the Warriors,
Sorry.
number 6, Drew Sabatino.
Drew Sabatino is up to bat. He moved to center after being pulled from the mound. Sat for a few innings now. Came back in to hit for Tyler Meyer. Myers since sat. Sabatino to center. Reed's pitching. Sabatino with 2 aboard. 1 out. That one up and in. And Sabatino has to duck out of the way. Winning run sits on second. Stewart sets. Slides. Sabatino, ground ball to short. Can they twist it up? 1. He's safe there at first. Sabatino slides head first at first to keep it alive. Fielder's choice gets out number 2 at second. And we've got runners at the corners with Braden Billings up to bat.
Now batting for the Warriors, number 25, Braden Billings.
Coach Dirks here trying to draw something up, and you wonder if he's going to ask Sabatino to get into a bit of a rundown and see if they can just play a little bit of old school pickleball. Not the current day pickleball on a tennis court. A little bit of pepper maybe for those back in the day as well. Of course, Braden Billings does not have a hit, has not been on base yet tonight. Ground out to third, ground out to second, and a fly out to center. He did get up to bat just an inning ago, though, and has seen plenty of Stewart tonight. Billings, a single here, would score a run as runners are in on the corners. Case of a bunt. Of course, I'd play normal depth here, but I don't coach. They want to put him aboard. They will put Billings on with an intentional walk. That'll load the bases and cause a force out at any bag. I like that play. Michael Ogles grounded out twice to short and has a strikeout to speak of tonight as well. Going to try and end this one here with 2 outs. Stewart going to try and sit him down and send this one into the 9th. And no, high school baseball does typically only play 7. Stewart sets. Ogles takes ball 1 inside. A walk works here as well if you're Waukee. 1-0. Barrel on ball is big. That's going to be a strike inside half of the plate. It's a nice pitch by Stewart going back there. Going to force him to swing on the inside part. That's a tough one to muscle out over the infield in fair territory for any batter. 1-1, 2 outs. Ogles swing and a miss, strike 2. And Stewart 1 pitch away from getting out of a major league jam. And here comes the 1-2. Ogles fights it off to keep the at-bat alive. Big hop there, and have fun finding that one into the night. So again, we'll go with the 1-2. Again, bases juiced. Ogles up to bat. 2 outs. Stewart sets, strides, delivers. That might have been a little low and a little bit out, but it didn't miss by much. So we move to a 2-2 count. Peyton Stewart has worked phenomenally tonight. He'll take that outside. That one missing more than the last one. Loads up the count. Runners will be moving with 2 outs. Ball 4 hit ends this game. Strike 3 keeps it going into the 9th. Stewart sets once again. Ogles up on the plate. The payoff. Takes ball 4. He'll trot down to first. And the walk ends it as Grant Sorensen touches home, and a 3-2 win for Waukee. Down to their last out in the 7th. Waukee finds a life in Langling. That brings it to a tie at 2, and then in the bottom of the 8th, a walk to Michael Ogles. Plates Grant Sorensen, and Waukee gets their 21st win of the season tonight. 3-2 the final, both teams with 4 hits. Urbandale finishes with 1 error, and the Jayhawks drop to 14-14 on the year. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on CISN TV. Great work by our crew this evening as well. We hope you have a wonderful night.